Hello, YouTube world. I want to do a quick video talking to you about the big international news today, the supposed alien body that was revealed by the Mexican government today. A lot of you probably have seen that or heard about it, and here we see an article from Reuters. Mexican Congress holds hearings on UFOs featuring purported alien bodies. Let's go ahead and read part of this. Mexican lawmakers heard testimony that we are not alone in the universe and saw the alleged remains of non-human beings in an extraordinary hearing marking the Latin American country's first congressional events on UFOs. So there you go. First congressional events ever in Mexico on UFOs. In the hearing Tuesday on FANI, the Spanish acronym for what are usually now termed unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAP, politicians were shown two artifacts that Mexican journalist and longtime UFO enthusiast Jamie Mawson claimed were the corpses of extraterrestrials. Specimens were not related to any life on Earth, Mawson said. The two tiny bodies displayed in cases have 3 fingers on each hand and elongated heads. Mawson said they were recovered in Peru near the ancient Nazca lines in 2017. So, isn't that convenient bringing the Nazca lines into play here? Anybody that's kind of been whatever you'd call a truther, myself included, you ought to be real familiar with the Nazca lines. They always will mention those like on the ancient alien shows that were on History Channel, and the one with the guy who had the really poofy hair that you'll see, memes and pictures always posted on Facebook and Instagram. I think that guy was appearing on Jesse Waters or some show tonight. I'll have to look at that. The guy that hosted Agent Aliens was on there talking about this. Apparently, I'll try and look for that clip another time. But reading on, he said that they were about 1,000 years old, analyzed through a carbon dating process by Mexico's National Autonomous University. There you have it. Similar such finds in the past have turned out to be the remains of mummified children. Mawson said it was the first time such evidence had been presented. I think there is a clear demonstration that we are dealing with non-human specimens that are not related to any other species in our world, and that all possibilities are open to any scientific institution to investigate it, Mawson said. We are not alone, he added. Well, there you go. Jose de Jesus Alque Benitez, director of the Scientific Institute for Health of the Mexican Navy, said X-rays, 3D reconstruction, and DNA analysis had been carried out on the remains. So there you have it, and surely we can trust what they're saying, right? I can affirm that these bodies have no relation to human beings, he said. UNAM on Thursday republished a statement first issued in 2017 saying the work by its National Laboratory of Mass Spectrometry with accelerators was only intended to determine the age of the samples. In no case do we make conclusions about the origins of said samples, the statement said. Lawmakers also heard from former U.S. Navy pilot Ryan Graves, who has participated in U.S. congressional hearings about his personal experience with UAP and the stigma around reporting such sightings. And I think that was a guy, that Ryan Graves, that I covered in a video a couple weeks ago. I think it was like on Neil Cavuto's show on Fox News, where they, he's coming out there. I think the video was something I did with something like mainstream media now, saying that aliens exist. It was a few weeks ago. Reading on, Congressman Sergio Gutierrez from President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador's ruling Morena party said he hoped the hearing would be the first of similar events in Mexico. We are left with reflections with concerns with the path to continue talking about this. Gutierrez said in recent years, the U.S. government has done an about face on public information on UAP after decades of stonewalling and deflecting. Well, we know why that is, because this is predictive programming that's going to be used to cover up the rapture and looking like they're going to introduce these so-called aliens, which are demons and fallen angels in the tribulation. So, reading on, the Pentagon has been actively investigating reported sightings in recent years by military aviators, while an independent NASA panel studying UFOs is the first of its kind by the space agency. NASA is set to discuss findings from the study on Thursday. Mousen faced backlash and criticism from skeptics who question the authenticity of his presentation. This could really hurt efforts to take the issue seriously, said a user of X social media, formerly known as Twitter. Why didn't they wait till a scientific paper was ready to publish it? Okay, so pretty clear what's going on here. Predictive programming for the rapture. So they are saying that this was recovered, this so-called alien body in Peru in 2017. So if that was the case, why have they now waited 6 years to reveal this? So we look at a few more pictures of these so-called bodies. Here you go. So, I mean, to me, it looks kind of like paper mache or a clay sculpture, like Mystery Science Theater 3000 type stuff. For those of you guys that grew up in the 80s and 90s, boy, looks like a paper mache or clay or whatever to me. But whatever, there you have it. Right in time, right before the rapture, just more and more all the time, all this soft disclosure of aliens now. And I mean, isn't it interesting how just all of a sudden in this last year, now we are being force fed that aliens exist, we're not alone, and now they're pulling up alien bodies. And, we talked about this briefly on the Fault Line Grace Bible study tonight. And a great point was made that, look at these little kind of baby aliens, is that it looks like they're introducing this at first to not scare people. They're going with a little tiny body that is acceptable and doesn't scare people, rather than bigging out the big guns, going for like a big, scary type looking alien. So, really clear what's going on right now with the predictive programming, getting people ready to accept the strong delusion, the lie, and very interesting, because there are Bible codes, from Bible Codes Unsealed, that numerous that talk about a rapture occurring in Pentecost. Well, Pentecost runs all the way up until October 21st, I believe. And also there have been a couple Bible codes recently indicating rapture in Elul. And Elul starts September 29th, runs through October 28th. So I'm not setting any dates, or anything. I'm just saying, man, be looking up, because it looks like the rapture is approaching very, very fast, and it's going to happen very soon. And all of this, mainstream media, UFO and alien disclosure is just confirming that more and more, that looks like we're on the very cusp of the rapture, as they push all this predictive programming to get the people that are lost and asleep to believe the big lie that it was alien abduction, that the aliens abducted all these Christians, that it wasn't the rapture from the Bible and the Lord Jesus Christ, which is the truth. So just wanted to show you that, and I wanted to talk just a little bit more about what was going on in that Monday night game the other night. And we've got just some fantastic, commenters and subscribers on this channel. For those of you that have listened to the videos that deal more with salvation, the Bible, Brother Justin has done a phenomenal job down in the comments, answering questions, helping people, helping them understand the Bible and salvation. And, on this video, I had just some great comments on this Monday night video I did yesterday, and a couple things I forgot to mention. From all the research I've looked at, it looks clearly that the true birth date of Jesus Christ was 9/11, was September 11th. And I forgot to mention that in the video yesterday. So wanted to mention that. That has slipped my mind. That 9/11, that's another part of the ritual and the scripting. Was this meant to mock Jesus Christ? That was why the 9/11 ritual in 2001 happened, is it's meant to mock Jesus Christ and to desecrate his real birth date. And as another commenter made a great point, you maybe, if you've seen Zach Hubbard, have heard about this. MNF sums to 33 in regular English gematria. And this commenter made a great point. I should have paid more attention to the box score. So Josh Allen had 3 interceptions, okay? Well, all 3 went to one player. I knew 2 of them did, but I didn't look far enough to know that all 3 of these went to number 3. Here we see it. Jordan Whitehead, number 3 with 3 interceptions. There's your 33 on Monday night. Number 3 with 3 interceptions on Monday Night Football. I mean, what are the odds? How often do you see 3 interceptions by one player in a game? I wouldn't imagine it happens but one time a season, if that. So number 3 with 3 interceptions, just like MNF 33, and they're always pulling these 33 rituals in the scripting on Monday Night Football. I know I've heard Zach Hubbard talk about that in some of his videos, the MNF summing to 33, and they always make a big deal of including the 33, in the Monday night scripting. Another point a commenter made that was just fantastic. I've not heard this from anybody. This is really a great observation. So, we had the Jets playing the Bills, and, some of you probably already noticed, as we talked about, the Jets finished with 22 points at 22nd anniversary of 9/11. And some of you probably caught, the name New York Jets obviously relates to planes. What we were told is those 2 planes slammed into the buildings. So the name Jets is obviously kind of mocking that. It's the powers that be, mocking us. The Jets win the game on the 22nd anniversary. Some mockery there with the, supposed 2 jets that flew into the buildings, which was CGI. So the point this commenter made, which was a step further, which was just a great observation, is if you look at the word Bills, notice in the middle you see the 2 L's look like twin towers. Isn't that something? See that? The 2 L's like twin towers. So you have the Jets beating the Bills, the Jets taking out those 2 towers that are in the Bills. What a cool, great observation that was by that commenter. On the 22nd anniversary of 9/11, you've got the Jets taking out the Twin Towers, LL, so some mockery concerning those 2 planes there in the scripting. And then I just noticed this myself too, which is kind of interesting. If you look at the middle 3 letters in Bills, ILL, notice that'll kind of remind you of the 3 buildings of the World Trade Center. We had the 2 buildings, the Twin Towers, Building 7. So you've got the 3 buildings of the World Trade Center. Then how about this? The letter surrounding it is BS. Like bull crap. I don't want to say the actual, but, bull crap, bull, SHIT. Isn't that something? That's quite interesting. Those 2 pieces, the Jets taking out the 2 L's, the Twin Towers. And then also, you've got just like the World Trade Center, 3 buildings, you've got the Twin Towers and the Building 7 in the middle. And then around it, you have BS, kind of telling you it's BS, it's bull crap, the official story we were told on 9/11, and the commercial airliners was clearly CGI. And, I can't say for certain. One commenter in the comments was mentioning that maybe those were actually what actually flew into the building. There were drones. On our Bible study, we talked tonight about that, and it was discussed that it was likely missiles that flew in, but we knew that it was obviously not commercial airliners. That was CGI. And of course, for those of you that have researched this, we know that there were obviously, what word should I use? Just go ahead and, some devices that were implanted in the inside of the Twin Towers and Building 7, obviously, in order to facilitate a controlled demolition, you might say. And there are actually some Bible codes on this that Sean Mitchell has done in Bible Codes Unsealed. They're not in the book, but I think Sean said he's going to add one of these into the book, talking about how what really caused those two towers to collapse were devices that had been implanted on all the floors of the Twin Towers by Mossad and our shadow government. So there you have it. I thought that was such a great observation with the jets, and then what we find in the lettering of bills. And it's interesting with Aaron Rodgers being injured on the fourth play, and now we find out he's out for the season. Isn't that interesting? He's disappearing for the season on the fourth play, just like we spoke about in yesterday's video. 4 is a number that is highly symbolic and representing the rapture. In Revelation chapter 4, the beginning, that's where we read about the chapter. Revelation chapter 4, the beginning of it. You can go and check out the video yesterday. I'm not going to pull that up and get into that tonight, but I talk about that in the video yesterday. Revelation chapter 4 and the rapture, the number 4 symbolizing the rapture. So Aaron Rodgers injured on the fourth play, and now we find out he's out for the season. So he's disappearing. Reminds you of the rapture. He's disappearing. He's out for the season. And that was the same commenter in the comment sections made a good point about that, about Aaron Rodgers disappearing. So, man, keep up those observations, guys. We just, some really sharp guys in the comment section that make some great comments, and they'll come across stuff I'm not aware of, man. They pick up a lot of things that I don't. Praise God. So keep it coming with those great observations, guys. So then, we see Aaron Rodgers, his comment, I guess this is from today. The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again. Well, that's kind of interesting, definitely a proud statement. Who knows on this injury? I don't even want to speculate. Sometimes those injuries in the NFL are real. Sometimes they're scripted. I don't know definitively, and I don't want to even, who knows on that, So, but saying, and I shall yet rise again. So you wonder maybe there a little bit of mockery of the Lord Jesus Christ, and I shall rise yet again. Maybe that's kind of predictive programming for the rapture. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verses 16 to 18, I believe are those verses. So, kind of interesting. Who knows? Maybe some predictive programming for the coming tsunami event in New York City. The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall yet rise again, and I shall rise yet again. And then, of course, we see him holding the American flag. And, this wordage, this nomenclature, the night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again. Well, doesn't that sound like what we heard on 9/11 in 2001? What we were hearing from George Bush Jr. and everybody on the media and politics. And we see Rodgers holding the American flag, and the number 8 signifies completion. And you've got to wonder here, probably some mockery concerning 9/11. These words may have been intended, as kind of a mocking the the sheeple out there concerning the official 9/11 story. But maybe this signifies here, we got the Nike swoosh Saturn representing Satan, And maybe this number eight, which often signifies completion. Maybe this number eight and him holding the flag signifies the finalizing of the destruction of America. Maybe there's some foreshadowing and predictive programming there, with the number eight meaning the completion of the destruction of America, which looks to be coming very, very soon, right after the rapture. It looks like it's going to be a tsunami in New York City on the East Coast, and just utter devastation in America. And that's before the 7 years of the tribulation ever starts. So just wanted to mention those things. Just some great points made in the comments section. So keep it coming, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys pick up on stuff I don't, man. So I really appreciate that, man, and I thank you guys for the great comments. And so that was a big story today. The alien body in Mexico, and it's just confirming to us more and more and more that this rapture is right around the corner, and this strong delusion they're selling that they're going to cover up the rapture by saying that likely it was an alien abduction. The aliens took all these Christians and these children, and then when the tribulation starts, bring these aliens, the hard, this is soft disclosure, then the hard disclosure when the tribulation starts, bringing these aliens out into the open, and they're nothing more than fallen angels and demons. That's what they are. They're fallen angels and demons that serve the devil, Satan. So God bless everybody, and Lord willing, I'll talk to you again real soon.